How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. The defensive backs, how different of a situation do you feel like it is this spring than maybe it was, beginning of last spring?
We got more numbers this year. So with more numbers, we got more competition. With more competition, the guys are getting better faster. So that's the positive. Today was a step in the wrong direction, but we'll get it fixed for Saturday.
What have you seen from Tahaan since the end of last season?
A lot more confidence, a lot more belief in the technique, a lot more understanding in the scheme. Although, Coach Brick is the new defensive coordinator, we're doing some things different, but in the secondary, we're doing a lot of things that's a lot of carryover. Maybe a tweak here and there with terminology, but as far as the technique and the schematic part of where you belong in the secondary, where you fit, it's pretty much the same.
Why did you say today was a step back? Anything in particular?
We just didn't win every rep, so it's a step back for me.
Mm-hmm.
Every rep. Every rep.
The expectations, they seem a little higher, this year for the defensive backs, all around, not even just you.
Yeah, no doubt. The whole team in general, like you just said, we told them in recruiting that we're gonna coach their butt off to be the best they can be, and so it's never gonna be good enough, especially in the defensive backfield, because we all know if we miss a tackle or give up a pass, everyone in the world sees it. So we have to be the guys that we're the protectors of the defense. We're the gatekeepers, as we say. We like to stay on top, so we got to get guys down when it is a little mix up front. We got to be the guys to get them down, and today we didn't do a good enough job of getting those guys down.
When you have more depth, more guys that are, a year, 2 years into the system, are you a little harder on them, maybe?
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Because the expectation is higher, so the toleration for little minute mistakes are intolerable. So, we just kind of step it up on them and keep the foot on the neck, so those guys will keep getting better. And it's good because now the young guys are sitting there with wide eyes like, whoa, those 4 stars and 5 stars didn't mean nothing. Yeah. Everybody's a big fish at this level.
Seems like with Tahaan playing so much better, you have 5 guys who can really step in. Is that a situation where you have it's almost a good problem to have? Maybe you can't get all those guys on the field at one time.
Yeah, no doubt. With the conference we play in, with the quarterbacks we go against, with the receivers we face week in and week out, it's very important that we have some choices to go to at defensive back. So, me, I'm kind of selfish, so 5 is still not enough.
So Priest moved in and took a lot of reps at the ones today.
Yeah. We mix it up a lot, in the secondary as far as depth chart each day. The depth chart is just a rep chart. We nicknamed it a rep chart. It's not a depth chart anymore. So we're just getting reps, and I just try to keep guys with even amount of reps. So when we go back and grade the end of spring, everybody has an equal amount of reps, or close to as much as possible, so it could be an even grading scale.
Both AJ and Goforth have gone over to corner at times.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see them being versatile in terms of changing? Do you think one of them will stay at corner? Or?
Well, last year we kind of stumbled upon it because we were short in numbers, and quite honestly, we had to put both of them play corner last year a little bit during the season. So this year, went in the spring thinking like, well, heck, let's get those reps in now. So if it does happen like that during the season, we'll be well prepared for it. So I'm trying to move guys all around. Today Pickett played a little bit of nickel for the first time today, and he's been playing corner. So probably later on in the week we'll move Tahaan down closer in the box and play some nickel. Just get guys around and familiar with all different positions so they can know their fit in their own position.
I feel like you've seen a little bit more maturity from Tahaan. Last year, he was having a little bit of problem with the transition at this level, it seemed like.
Could you say it again? I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you've seen a little bit more maturity from Tahaan?
Yes, overall, both on and off the field. When you asked that question, he and Priest both have grown and matured a lot, and it's showing up in their play out here. They're a lot more confident, getting around the ball, making tackles, communicating, hand signs. It's just kind of everything that you want them to do. They're starting to own it now.
Yeah, with moving guys around to different positions, is that something, looking back, you wish you did more last spring or last fall?
Well, we wish it could have did, but the scheme was relatively new, so it was kind of like getting those guys to learn their specific job at their spot, and then we didn't have the luxury of all the numbers to be able to move guys around and stomach the errors that were going to be made. When you got numbers, it's kind of easier to be like, okay, well, tomorrow we're going to move you back to your position. You didn't want to waste those reps when you had less numbers.
How is Pickett doing as a true freshman, Coach?
He's doing well. I mean, he's doing what's expected as two freshmen. He and Ron Robertson are right kind of where I expected them to be as far as guys that are going to come in and be wide-eyed and kind of like, whoa, it's a lot faster and bigger and stronger than I thought they were going to be. So, but they're both picking the defense up. They're both real confident kids, which you need as a defensive back, and that's one thing that you know they were going to have some non-success, and so you want to see how they were going to bounce back when from that. So, and they're both doing well. They're in there getting extra film, extra drills. They're both ton of questions. It's like starting all over again. They got questions about everything.